Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Karina from Diem Thrifts. If you're new here, welcome. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and I also own my own brick-and-mortar consignment store. Today is another episode of Per Diem Unfiltered. And if you guys have not seen yet, I have some thoughts on this new news that Poshmark is rolling out a new feature. It is still in beta and it's probably going to be in beta for a little while, but they just announced that they're going to be introducing promoted closets. I have thoughts about this and I've been kind of going back and forth on like how I feel about it. But you know what, this is Per Diem Unfiltered. It's going to be raw. It's going to be my first thoughts on what this feature means for us sellers. Take it with a grain of salt. I could totally change my mind in a week after I get more information, but as I have just read through the article, I will link it down below, by the way, if you guys want to check it out and like make up your own opinions about it. Feel free, please, by all means, and share those opinions in the comments so we can talk about it. But I am feeling some type of way. I realized though that I could just be triggered because of other things that have been happening in my life, and I just feel kind of like taken advantage of and like I'm not in control of my business right now. But like, that's just how life is, right? Anyway, let's get into it. If you guys did not see, Poshmark announced that they are going to be releasing this new feature called Promoted Closets. It's only going to be available in the US, so unfortunately, if you are not selling in the US, I don't know if this is going to apply to you at any point. But I know there are some Canadian sellers who like have US accounts, so maybe this is still relevant to you. At first, they're going to be rolling it out to Poshmark Ambassador 2 level sellers. And they also specified that they want sellers who have larger closets. So I don't know if everybody in the Poshmark Ambassador 2 level are going to get the option to try it out. But if you guys are really interested and you really want to try it, there's a form in the article that you guys can fill out to be put on the waiting list. I put myself on the waiting list because even though I am a Poshmark 2 ambassador, my closet isn't that big. So at the moment, I only have 274 active listings, which is not a lot, and I promise I'm working on it. So I don't know if that necessarily qualifies me to be part of the beta testing. Regardless, that's why I signed up, just in case. So they said that they're going to be rolling it out in waves, obviously, and for anybody who is part of the beta testing, it's going to be completely free. You're not going to have to pay because you are testing, obviously. But they did say that they're trying to make it available to as many sellers as possible, as quickly as possible. This is their words. However, we will not sacrifice quality for speed. It is our intention to build a tool that every seller can benefit from, and we recognize that it takes time to test and improve. Hopefully Poshmark like learned from their mistakes and how they just didn't roll things out very well last time or in previous times, but I guess we'll have to see what they do with this one. So if you guys want to read this article, like I said, I will have it linked down below. You guys can give me your guys' full opinion. Please give it unedited, unfiltered. That's what this whole series is about. I'm gonna do the same, but I'm just going to be going through the article on my iPad. So if I'm like looking down or reading off of it, you guys know why. This feature, I think I mentioned this earlier, is available only for US sellers to increase the visibility of their listings to millions of shoppers on Poshmark. This is going to be a part of our ongoing efforts to empower sellers with more tools and more sales to grow their businesses. I'm just like kind of confused because I just know that Poshmark has always advertised themselves as like being different from all of the other selling platforms, right? Because instead of doing these promoted listings or promoted closets, what do? We share our closet. We share each other's listings, and that's supposed to help us, you know, get that promoted kind of closet feeling without actually having to pay. This is what is supposed to be leveling out the playing field so that whether you are a big seller or a smaller seller, like you have equal chances of getting your things listed. I'm thinking about like all of the branded closets that have popped up. Like I know Free People has a closet on there. Are they gonna promote all their listings and get all of their listings above all of our Free People stuff? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I feel like it's really contradictory to what Poshmark has been advocating for in the past, is to like have literally give everybody a chance. But when you have to pay extra on top of the already high fees that Poshmark charges. I'm confused at who this is for. I'm confused on like what playing field is being leveled, because it's not the one for everybody. I'm just really confused. I've sold on other platforms like eBay and Depop and Mercari, where you can pay to promote your listings. I think on Mercari though, I didn't even pay for anything. It was like you got 10 free boosts every day, and then if you wanted to pay more on top of that, you could. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't understand why Poshmark would do this. I'm also confused as to whether or not your whole entire closet is getting promoted, or if it's individual listings, because their beta feature is called promoted closets, not promoted listings. So yeah, I think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. I would hope that Poshmark would maybe make like some sort of video training for the people who are joining the beta program. I understand that it doesn't need to be information available to everybody like right this second, but like to say that you're gonna do promoted closets and then like not really give any info about how it's going to change, I personally don't like that. So anyway, going back to the article, just to kind of go through what they're saying this is going to be for. It says participating sellers will have an opportunity to try the tool for free and provide us feedback. So if you are part of the beta testing, you don't have to pay for your promoted listings. That's a great benefit. They also mentioned that they're going to be testing this out on like a variety of different closets. So my question is, if they are aiming to get like people with bigger closets, that's not really a variety of closets, right? Because I feel like majority of the sellers, majority of people on Poshmark, not just resellers, don't have hundreds or thousands of items in their closet. Like, I'm a regular seller on Poshmark. I only have 240 items in my closet. Like, I'm just confused. I just don't understand, and I'm sure we'll get clarity later, but at this moment, I'm really frustrated at the fact that I don't know what's going on. They also mentioned in the article that you have to have access to a desktop in order to qualify for the beta testing. So I'm assuming that means that you won't be able to access this promoted closets feature through your phone. It's only going to be available on desktop. I don't know if that's going to be like a forever thing, or if it's just for the testing. Probably, I feel like it's probably easier to release things out on a desktop versus through the app. But anyway, I just really want to know, like, I guess the main questions I have are you promoting your full closet, or are you promoting individual listings? How much is it going to cost? Is it going to be like eBay where you don't pay for the listing, or you don't pay for the promotion unless that item sells through promoted listings? Also, does this essentially get rid of sharing? Like, is this what replaces sharing? Because I don't see why we would still need to share our closets if people are promoting for their items to be at the top. Because then, let's say there's 100 listings, right, in a search. You search something up, you get 100 results. 10 people promote their listings. So the top 10 are going to be promoted listings that people paid for. And then after that, it's going to be like by whatever you sort from, share, just in. Like, that's the thing. Like, do the promoted listings go on top of the filters? So many questions, so many questions. I don't really know. Ultimately, I don't know if these questions even matter. Like, maybe I'm overreacting, and I think I've said that before already, but I'm just, again, frustrated. Most of the article has like frequently asked questions, and a lot of it is just like, when can we get this? When can we be expected to get the feature? When can it be rolled out to us? But like, they spent half the article talking about when they're gonna get it out and nothing on like what it is. What it is. I don't know. Another thing that I'm really like confused about is that Poshmark has a deal with Google. I'm pretty sure they have a deal so that they can get the ads at the top of Google search, so that our listings show up on there. There are certain things that your listings I think have to have like a white background. They have to have certain SEO words in there. I have a couple videos talking about SEO and Google search and Google ads and all of that. If you guys want to check that out, I will link that wherever the thing is. But I'm like, why am I paying to promote on the app when we share our closet? And why am I paying to promote online when you guys are already doing that? You know, like, you guys are already putting our ads on Google for us without us having to do anything. And like, if you guys are wondering how I know that like the Google ads work, if you guys have ever gotten a sale from guest with like a bunch of numbers and letters behind it, that means it's a guest buyer, and more often than not they found your item through Google or maybe Pinterest if you share your items through Pinterest. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to see, but I just think that that's really interesting. Like, you were already promoting our listings for us online, like on Google search engine, and we were promoting our listings by sharing all the time. So why are we paying this additional amount to promote our closets when supposedly this is what we've already been doing, right? And like, again, I don't know if the promotion is only through the app. Like, is it only going to be promoted when somebody looks up a brand or a style, or is it going to be promoted outside of the platform as well? Another thing that I was like wondering about, I feel like people are going to have a big issue with this. I'm like whatever about it, but Posh shows, right? Like, that is a fairly new feature as well. It's finally, I think, released to everybody. I think almost everybody has it now. But a lot of sellers are complaining that Posh shows are the reason why regular sellers, like people who don't do Posh shows, aren't able to make sales, because people in Posh shows are expecting like, you know, cheap discounts or whatever. It's just really funny because like, that's the same excuse that people had about like closet clear out happening every week, or like make a deal days. Everybody always is like, oh, the buyers, they just want deals, they just want deals. I'm like, well, yes, this is a secondhand market. People want deals. Like, that's gonna be regardless. Anyway, I digress. Posh shows are apparently the reason why everybody's not making sales, because buyers want things for less. They want things for like $2, $3. If we're paying to promote our closet, there's no way in hell that anyone is going to be selling their items for like under $25 at least, okay? Like, I don't see the purpose of selling something for, yeah, under $25. That's like bare minimum. I'm obviously hoping to shoot for like way higher of a profit margin than that, but like, when you're stacking all of these fees on top of each other, it doesn't make sense to have this kind of like garage sale style closet, especially people who like shop at the bins and buy their items for like a couple cents or like a couple dollars and then just flip it for like 10-15 bucks. If you're going to promote your closet, there's even less room for profit. So those sellers, in my, like, I would assume, would not pay for the promoted listings, and then what, their closet doesn't get promoted at all? Like, I'm trying to figure out how this feature is supposed to make more sales for everybody. I really don't see how that could happen. Also, oh God, this is like making me go into all of these different branches of just like thoughts, but also I'm thinking about like the average person that sells on Poshmark who's just trying to make a couple other extra bucks, or a seller who's like just starting out and who wants to learn how to like create this big side hustle, maybe leave their full-time job or whatever. And their fees are already getting so much higher. Like, I just don't see them staying on this platform. When you can go onto eBay, have an even wider global audience, promote your listings and still pay less in fees, like, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at this wrong, and if you guys want to like correct me or like prove me wrong, I would love to hear it. I would love to have some conversations about this and like kind of see where you guys are at when it comes to this new feature. But I don't know. I could totally change my mind by next week. This is something that I'm known to do, is to have like a really strong feeling about something and then like in a week be like, oh, actually I overreacted, or I didn't know this information back then. And that's okay. It is totally okay to change your mind or to learn things and then adapt. But at this moment, this is what I'm feeling. And I'm curious to see what you guys are feeling as well. So go read the article. Again, I linked that down below. Are you guys going to try to sign up for this beta? Like I said, I already did. I signed up for the wait list to see if I can get in on it. Maybe some of my questions will be answered and I'll be able to make like a follow-up video about this, or maybe I'll find somebody else who's in the beta testing to kind of pick their brains and see what it's like. But anyway, what a way to start our week, right? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye!